what's going on, everybody? How's it hanging? How's it happening? Because you guys know this is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast. And today, friends, this podcast, I am so surprised at the way that this podcast went, because you guys know me. I love just letting these things happen on their own. This one took a turn for the hysterical right away, and it never fucking stopped. This is by far one of the most hysterical, funniest, just overall insanely enjoyable, funny, laughing podcasts we have ever done. Before we jump into the podcast, I want to thank our sponsors first, Phoenix Fitness. Yes, we are into February, so some of you might be lacking on those, New Year's resolutions to get in the gym, pump more iron, get in tip-top shape to go and, basically do all the stuff that you like to do, get shit, whatever it might be. And I know also what you're thinking too. Times when you get to the gym, it gets rough sometimes. I totally understand that, because sometimes you leave the gym and you're sore and you just kind of want to go back. But in order to help you get to that point, or to you just want to go to the gym all the time and get to that point where, you're achieving those fitness goals, recovering right, preparing right, that's where Phoenix Fitness comes in. They help you with many different supplements such as pre-workouts, both stim and stim-free. I use the stim-free stuff because I've got too much energy as it is. They also have different B-supply recovery compounds to help your muscles recover following your workout, different proteins help you build muscle both for morning, nighttime, and right after your workout, creatines, multivitamins, anything you might need to achieve those fitness goals, Phoenix Fitness has for you. So our listeners and viewers on YouTube get 15% off using the code MSOTD at checkout fnxfit.com, link in the description below. Our second sponsor is Custom Debuts. You see that wall back there right below the popular monster box? Yeah, it's bare. There's a let me turn the screen a little bit more. You see that little bag down there with that little frame thingy? Yeah, that's an 18 by 24 picture frame that I don't have a poster for. Why don't I go to Custom Debuts and get that thing filled with a custom poster that I want? Here's how Custom Debuts works. You give them an artist of your choosing, any artist, and then you either give them an album from that artist of your choosing or a song from that artist of your choosing, and they'll create a custom poster for you based off of that, description alone. If it's the album, they'll take the album cover and put the album track list there as well and create a custom poster for you. If it's a song, they'll create a custom poster based off the lyrics for you. And if you don't like the one they send you, as a proof within 48 hours, you can tell them, hey, this is the change I want, and they'll make those changes. When you're satisfied, that's what you're going to get when you tell them that's what you want. And you get it printed either, standard poster paper or canvas print or aluminum sign, so you can be the coolest guy in the office, the coolest person in the garage, coolest person out in your rec room, outside, whatever it might be. Have the coolest place, coolest posters. That's what Custom Debuts has for you. Our listeners get 10% off using the code CPP10 at checkout for Custom Debuts. Thank you, Custom Debuts. Now to our feature presentation. Well, you guys remember back in September, we had Brian from Fame on Fire on the podcast. Well, I saw him talk about a lot about this band. They're called We're Wolves. They're out of Florida, and, well, this episode, I thought we were going to talk about the music, but we just took a whole left turn right from the beginning with AJ and Jermey, and I'm so glad we did, because at the end of this podcast, I'm not going to lie, I was laughing so hard that I was crying. The tears were forming in my eyes. They were starting to fall down, and it was just... It's something where I always use Modern Day Escape as the basically the benchmark for the funniest podcast I've had. These guys are right up there with them. So please welcome AJ and Jermey from the band We're Wolves. Are you guys ready? Let's go! Yeah! Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast. I have to thank this one to Brian from Fame on Fire, because when I had him on the podcast, it was absolutely incredible being able to follow some of his stuff. All of a sudden, he keeps talking about this band called We're Wolves on Instagram. I'm like, who is this band? And if Brian's really promoting them, I got to go check them out. So check them out. I'm like, what? These are guys I want to have on the Chord Progression Podcast. So bing, bang, boom, we made it happen. And if you're in, I believe it's Florida, you can check them out at KrakenFest on February 19th. The Use is headline. So why wouldn't you want to see the Use? And then We're Wolves. So please welcome from We're Wolves, AJ and Jermey. So guys, welcome to the Chord Progression Podcast.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for being on, guys. How's everything going today?
I'm a little on the tired side of life. That's only because I did a million skid and fades at my day job.
I slept all day.
Oh, but lucky you.
I have done nothing but sleep because this week has been one of the most exhausting ever.
Oh, hey, can I ask you a question before we jump in? questions. Did Greg have you fire anybody yet?
Yeah.
How was that?
I fired people yesterday. Well,
That's
one
awesome because yesterday I told him to make you fire people.
That's funny because Todd called me and he's like, "Hey, Jermey!" This is how my boss sounds. He's like, "Guess what?" He's like, "You're firing Dwayne." I'm like,
I told him that if he gave you just that little bit of extra power, that you would become his number one hitman on firing people. You'd be like the go-to guy because you would absolutely love it.
I really don't enjoy it, to tell you the truth.
Not yet.
Okay, there's some people I feel bad. I would feel bad for people where I would just be like, all right, well, let's bring someone else in the room because this guy's probably without a handgun.
You work around a bunch of losers. You're fine.
I do, but they're all like ex-heroin addicts, so you don't know what they're gonna do.
This is how we're starting your podcast, by the way. I cut his boss's hair. Actually, I cut most of his office's hair. Actually, we shot our video for Sell Your Soul at his current office that he didn't work at when we shot it there, and I got him the job there. And now they've made him a manager, and I have told them to have him fire people because I think that would be fun and hilarious for him.
Not
I have
gonna
a lot
lie.
of influence over your office if you haven't been able to tell.
Say, not gonna lie, this is actually not the weirdest way I've ever had a podcast start. I've had some really weird ones, so you guys are up there, but it's not the weirdest, so I'm not totally thrown off by it. Just the fact that all of a sudden you're telling Jeremy's boss to go fire people, and just how it all came full circle, where all of a sudden you guys were shooting a video at that office location. All of a sudden Jeremy gets a job, he becomes manager and has to start firing people. Go all, either he's got to pull out, just try and fire people, but fail at it like Michael Scott, or just, go ape crazy with power like the assistant to the regional manager, Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, I never said that he would actually enjoy firing people. I said you'd enjoy the power.
Then Jeremy might be the real life personification of the hard rock and heavy metal Dwight Schrute.
He's absolutely. Yeah, he's very much a Dwight. He's like if Dwight was raised strictly on Motley Crue. And Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah. It's instead of Iron Maiden and Norwegian doom metal. No, it's just Motley Crue this time.
I'm telling you though, man. Be fucking careful in that place though. Sorry, I can curse on this, right?
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay, yeah. Great. You got to be fucking careful in this place because a lot of we don't do background checks on these people, and a lot of them are like, yeah, just got out of my halfway house, and a lot of people are strapped in the office, and some of them are okay. All of them, you have to be mentally unstable to work at my job. I'm not really going to go into what we do because I don't want to incriminate myself in any way. But it is legal, just not necessarily an ethical business. Oh shit! Should we have kept that out? I don't want Greg to watch this.
He's not gonna watch this. Nobody we know is gonna watch anything that uplifts us. Haven't you learned that by now? My mom might watch this, so if Mom, you're watching this, what's up? But that's about it.
Okay, well, you got to be careful in this place because you have to be mentally unstable to work there. So when it comes to the firing and all that shit, it's you never know. You got to go in there. I got to go in there with someone I'm a small dude. I got to go in there with someone who's slightly bigger than me in case the guy starts popping off and flipping tables and whatever the hell.
So literally anybody?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I said to him this. I go, who's gonna really pick a fight with a manager with neck tattoos? If anything, they're gonna feel real insecure and feel horrible about themselves and then leave.
Well, that's the thing. Whenever I would get in trouble, or something would happen in school, or I would feel like I would get bullied or something. I would just find basically the biggest, most biggest asshole or whatever it might be to a friend by making them laugh pretty much. So I could have some form of protection. And then one time I was in a holding cell. It was I was next to this guy, and he's like, man, I woke up in handcuffs today. I was trying to stab my brother again. And I'm he's like, what are you in here for? And I'm like, I put a bag of weed up my ass and they found it. He's like, "Ha, crazy ass white boy."
All right.
All right. Well,
All
I
right,
never.
carry on, Wayne.
I'll say that was definitely one of. Now you guys probably made it the weirdest way to ever start out a podcast. So Jeremy, you took it from like here to here. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, what the fuck actually happened? But you know what? That's the way this shit happens. So I'm happy for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're good. But going into like the stuff with werewolves, because I know you guys like AJ, like when we were talking, like trying to, I know you guys have been working on a shit ton of stuff when it comes to werewolves. I know you guys have also been busy as well. Also, you got KrakenFest coming up, and there's a lot to go over. And again, I gotta, also because you said hi to your mom, probably because Brian will probably watch as well. What's up, Brian? How you doing?
He probably won't, but hi, maybe Brian.
We'll force him to watch it.
He might. If you tell him to watch it, he might, because Brian, and if you're listening to this, odds are Brian still hasn't given me the key to the next cover that we're doing. I've been trying to get Brian, and this is someone I talk to on a regular basis, to send me the key of the song that we're going to make next together, and he still hasn't done it. It's Saturday. He promised me Saturday he would tell me, and he still hasn't told me what the key is. And he's leaving for vacation next week, and we got to get in the first week of February to record said song. And my band needs to learn how to play said song. And Brian, if you're watching this, what is the fucking key of the goddamn song? Make him watch this and make him get me the key of this song. Or otherwise, we're coming in and we're doing it in either B or C, because they know it in B or C. He knows what that means. We're going to do it. Give me the key.
No. Yeah, we're gonna go there. We're gonna say we're doing it in B or C, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh no, guys, this is gonna be in G."
Yeah. So learn it in G. Just bypass him and learn it in G.
Brian has this plaque on his wall. You want to tell him about the plaque?
Okay. So anytime you have a question for Brian that seems like you're kind of questioning his methods, he points to the plaque that's on the wall, because he's got like he did. What was it for? It was for a Little Pump, right? He got a plaque. A plaque from Little Pump. It was, regardless, he's got a plaque, and he points to the plaque, and he goes, "Ask the plaque," because the plaque knows better than all of us. The plaque knows the key. He just won't tell Brian.
Can you guys look on the back of the plaque and see if the key is there?
We could look on the back of the plaque and see if the key is there.
I'll say you never know. He might have it like a note specifically written on the back of it. It's just like a whole entire puzzle thing where all of a sudden you look at the back of the plaque, turn over, it's like, oh, it is in G.
And then he'll be like, you can give him one more platinum plaque, and then fuck Rock, you can have it back.
You know how Brian will like leave the room for like, a multitude of like, I don't know, a long time, and just say, "I'll be right back," and then he's like gone for whatever. That's gonna be my moment where I can fucking steal the plaque. Go in, FaceTime my girlfriend, and like, do some nasty sex stuff with her on there, and then I'm gonna jizz in the back of the plaque and hit it.
And this was that moment in the conversation where I like to say, "Hi, Mom, thanks for watching." That's Jeremy. He likes to say the word jizz a lot.
So that definitely would be the point where pretty much anybody's mother would be like, I think we're kind of out of it on this.
This has slowly gone from a interview about our band to just like an intervention about Brian.
Okay, can I just quickly say something? I'm sorry, because it does pertain.
I hope he watches this. I hope he hears all of this, because like, what's the key?
Well, we were just talking about, I was just talking about doing nasty stuff. Well, on New Year's Eve, I thought it would be like romantic. I had a bunch of these like roses and rose petals. So I spelled out, and AJ, you saw it was on social media. I spelled out "fuck me" with rose petals and put a big heart like on my bed. That was like the first time I like made my bed in like, I don't know, weeks. So I was really proud of myself. And like my girlfriend comes over and looks at it, and we're fucking laughing our ass off about it. And then I guess it did become very funny, because I don't know if like a few days ago or so, my girlfriend calls me and she's like, "Yeah, so my dad saw that." And I never met her dad before. He lives in Massachusetts.
Nice.
And you know, he's a very like, what's the word? Just like super dry, like conservative, like, you know, guy. He like likes a firm handshake and all this stuff. And In's gonna roll me like the fuck me rose petal guy, tattoos, and like another boyfriend that's probably in his eyes just like the rest of the losers. So I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, now we can talk. I had to get that off my chest.
In my mind, and since we're getting things off our chest, I was like, I wonder how long into the conversation Jeremy's going to bring up his girlfriend. And you did not disappoint. It was like right out the gate. So it's cool. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. Got it out there. She's a great girl for those who don't know. Wonderful, sweet girl. But Jeremy's one of those guys that when he gets a girlfriend, that's everything. That's his everything. He looks for opportunities to bring it up in conversation. He could not be more proud of the fact that he has a girlfriend, because his girlfriend before this one was just a sock and an ego pillow. A sock and a pillow of an eagle.
Gotta be or bus. What was it? A bus or fucking AIDS in her butthole? I don't know, something.
Oh, what? What the hell did you just say?
What the fuck, dude?
I don't even feel like we're on a podcast. I feel like this is just like our normal conversation together, and there just happens to be another person here.
I'm thinking like you said that once.
Yeah, it's just you guys basically talking like normal me, just enjoying the fact that this conversation is absolutely hilarious, and knowing that Jeremy is the complete antithesis of his girlfriend's dad right now, which is, you know, probably she's like, hell yeah, you're the exact opposite. Me wanty.
Yeah, pretty much. That's basically where it's at.
And he's geeking out like crazy. But you know what? How about we also maybe focus on the band a little bit too, because, well, there's other shit that goes on there, and I'm pretty sure what we just had talked about might actually bleed into the stuff with the band as well, because of course, when it comes to music, a lot of times, you know, everyone takes stuff from their personal lives, takes what's going on, puts it in their music as well. Because I know you just said, you know, you guys have a new cover that you're planning on working on, but Brian hasn't given you the key. So mind if I ask, what cover is it? If you guys don't want to tell me, just leave it, you know, cryptic and whatnot, or just you'd be like, no, we're not telling you.
I would love to tell you, but I'd have to kill you. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't. No. We like to let our covers be a surprise, and it's one of those things like this one's a little bit different than the other ones we've done previous, so it's going to be fun if we ever learn what the key is of that song, so that we can learn and do it properly.
I don't know if it's going to be exciting, but it'll be fun.
It doesn't need to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's an awesome song. I remember. Okay, so Jeremy, where were we? What was this? Was this the last Kraken event we played? Okay, so regardless, Jeremy went off with this kid named Talon, and they got super wasted, and this whole like dramatic thing went down, and they got like matching, you know, those little shitty S's you would draw in like middle school. So they got them there it is. So they got those tattooed on each other, and then he called me the next day, and he's like, oh, all this stuff, and he's like, you're gonna be really bad. I gotta show you what I got. You're gonna be like, oh, I hate you, or whatever. And then I was like, okay, can we talk business for a second? And he was like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, okay, so I want to do this cover because I'm all business. I just want to get right to the point. And I was like, what do you feel about doing this cover? And he's like, what? Oh, dude, fucking, I love that song as a kid. And I was like, okay, sick. So we can do it. He's like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, hell yeah. Look at this stupid tattoo. I'm gonna fuck Charmander. He didn't actually say that last part. I just threw that in because he has a giant Charmander with him.
I still thought he would have said it though. I mean, he kind of has that face of just like, I'm already ready to fuck Charmander.
Oh, he's in him right now. Yeah, he's inside there. That's his emotional support plush.
Yes, everyone needs one.
So yeah, to get back to your question, no, I can't tell you.
Well, again, that's very fair. But all I know is, like you guys said, it's going to be fun, exciting. I mean, when I was looking through your stuff, like figuring out more about the band, one of the reasons why you kind of burst it up and like, you know, kind of like got noticed was from your cover of Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit. So I can already tell when it comes to covers, Like, they're gonna end up being fun, because let's be honest, who doesn't have a fun time listening to break stuff?
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things when we go to choose covers, like, we don't try to go like the Fame on Fire route. Like, I love Fame on Fire, and what they do is fantastic. That's not really for us. I'm not real. And I know that Brian would be like, oh, what, getting fuck tons of streams. And it's like, I do, but I also really like, if I bring a cover to the table and everybody gets kind of excited about it, I go, okay, yeah, we're going to have to do that one. Because for us, it's like, I can't just do a song that we don't think is dope. Like, if we're not all like super excited about doing it, it's just, I'm not gonna touch it. Like, we've had offers in the past to do like certain covers, and I'm just like, I don't feel it. Like, I remember once we were talking about doing a Post Malone cover, and I'm like, I'm in my 30s. I'm not doing a Post Malone cover.
Yeah, what I can say about the cover is that it's not from the last decade or two, and it's also not like most of the covers we put out.
No. I mean, it might be. We don't know because we don't know the key of it.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, one thing that you're saying there, AJ, that I kind of definitely agree with is, I mean, and it also works with what Brian does with Fame on Fire as well, but just like two of the different and the same, where when it comes to covers, it's you guys are going to do what you want to do, and the purpose is going to be how you want the purpose to be. If you guys are going to get excited about a cover and that's a cover you want to do, that's going to be the one you should do, because that's going to be the thing that's going to come out with the best quality, that you're going to have the most fun with, that you're going to enjoy the most. And when it comes out, I mean, people are going to listen to it and they're going to end up feeling that energy just from the music itself, where you guys actually enjoyed making this cover. You guys had a fun time doing it, and all of a sudden you guys go play this cover live. People are going to get into it because, hey, these guys are enjoying doing this stuff. They made a cover of a song, put their own tweaks and twists on it, and now, you know what? You guys, everyone's going to know the song, but it's just going to be in your style, and everyone's going to have a fun time doing it. And if you're like me, you're going to probably end up going head first into somebody because, well, fuck yeah, mosh pit, woo!
Yeah. That's just how it is, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I always preach this to everybody. Like, whatever you do, just do it as authentic as possible. So it's something that like you really want to do, like, you're going to do the shit out of it. And so that's how I approach like picking covers and getting these guys to learn them, because it's like, if it's not going to make them excited, they're not going to learn it. They're not going to do it. I can't make anybody in this band do anything they don't want to do ever at all. So I better find something that's going to perk their ears up and make them go like, oh, fuck yeah. If I get a fuck yeah from everybody, perfect. I knew I did my job that day. If I get a fuck yeah from everybody.
AJ says that he doesn't make anyone in this band do anything they don't want to do.
What have I made you do?
I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's back to our old band, AJ.
No. We learned from the old band. That's why this new band, everything that I do in this new band, you're like, oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, oh, cool. All right. I'm like fucking into it.
Sun jams, the masks, AJ romantic.
Oh, I'm sorry that I gave you band experience and we played some cool things.
This
Fuck
dude
me, right?
at Warped Tour. I'm just giving you shit, man.
I know. I remember in the beginning, so like when we first started this band, he goes, not fucking wearing costumes, not wearing stage outfits, not wearing fucking masks. He's like, I know you want to do like this horror thing, but like, like, don't do it so like you, like, don't make it so over the top. Just like, maybe like we do more like zombie strippers doing butt claps to like, I don't know, like guts and blood. And I'm like, what? I'm like, just trust me.
Anything but rock.
Anything but rock.
and I have a sleeve.
It's an inside joke. Sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry. We're doing it again. I apologize.
Oh no.
When I'm with him, it's just so stupid.
Oh no, I'll say you guys are fine, just because when it comes down to like the podcast I like to do, I like to get down to business, trust me on that, but there's also times where I like to just get to, see who you guys are as people, get to know who you guys are as people and have fun with it, because what's the point of just being like so businessy and not really getting to know people and not really get a feel for who they are behind the music? Because hell, you might not necessarily know some people's music. All of a sudden you listen to a conversation they had, you might absolutely love their personality, you might absolutely love who they are as people. It's like, holy shit, now I kind of want to go listen to them, see what they have. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you've got people that are going to support you, all based off the fact that you are authentically who you are every step of the way.
Yeah, I just know Jeremy and I, we have our own language sometimes, and then I can feel like him and I are going to start slipping into that. This is one of those things, we've been friends for like 15 years, so like we sometimes will fall into tangents where we'll talk in like inside jokes only. I'm sure a lot of people out there do that, but like ours are just really crude and terrible, and nobody should ever hear them.
You know, mentally ill, and there was a lack of oxygen in the room when I was coming out. So, you know, if we get sidetracked or something, like, you know, it's a mental disorder. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry, man. Usually when it comes to me having potential times where like my brain just gets foggy or just like, okay, you know, I'm not thinking straight. I get this face of just like, because I'm trying to think of something, but my brain is basically buffering at that point. Happens in conversations a good amount of times now. I just blame it on the multitude of concussions I've had over the years and just stick with that because I really don't know what else to blame it on. I kind of find it funny, so I just kind of roll with it. I've got an 8 so far. I'm going for 14 at some point in my lifetime. Well, we'll see how bad my brain gets damaged with that, but you know, I'm gonna live and have fun with it.
Right on. Yeah, that's all you can do, man. You just gotta just keep on keeping on.
Like, do you play hockey? Like, how did you get 8 concussions?
I would play a lot of soccer, and it's just I always played defense, so my head was always getting like thrown into a bunch of stuff, like people's heads. I would play indoor soccer, and the multiple times I've had my head just thrown against the boards or like go straight into it, just like. So it's basically, you know, like indoor soccer, basically the hockey setup, but it's just a turf field. Yeah, I kind of got hurt pretty badly on that. I've only ever had one concussion from a mosh pit, though, which has been kind of surprising with the fact that it's like anytime I see one, it's just, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like a moth looking at a light. I'm just like, ooh, I must go.
Honestly, dude, I feel like a concussion from a mosh pit is like a rite of passage. Like, you're not a true music fan until you've gotten a concussion in some type of mosh pit, at least in like metal and rock and all other stuff. If you don't get some type of concussion, like, did you even go to a show?
Yeah, it's either that or while you're crowd surfing, get your like iPhone stolen by some like sketchy dude.
Yeah, that too. That is all the things that normally happen. Or if, unless you've fallen asleep inside of some type of a punk bar and they brought you out.
You know, guy named Tyler in a wife beater who's got like, you know, his zip code tattooed on him. That's the guy who's like acting like he's doing you a favor by like putting you up to crowd surf, but he's really like your wallet.
Don't in your pockets.
Oh god, I mean, there's a lot of things when it comes to rock and metal tour. It's like there's certain things, like you said, when it comes to being in a crowd, like there are rites of passage. Like it, you know, it feels kind of cool. Like it feels weird, but it is kind of that way. You know, concussions in a mosh pit, other injuries I've had in a mosh pit with like getting black eyes, cuts above my eye. I've broken fingers before and didn't stop when I broke my finger because why the fuck would I do that? Or, you know, crowd surfing, losing something, whether it's your keys, your phone, your wallet, losing a shoe, which has become a very prevalent thing. And I've done that one time, but somehow got the shoe back that was thrown in from the crowd, end up hitting some guy in the chest next to me. He's like, dude, I found your shoe. So there's always these weird things that end up happening, but it kind of feels like some weird rite of passage where if you go to so many shows, it just adds the whole entire lore of it, adds the whole entire vibe of it, and just kind of, in a weird way, kind of brings everyone together because, hey, we've all had some weird, crazy experiences like that, so why not?
I actually have a really interesting story about my first concussion at a show ever. So, at 16 years old, and this is, I know that you like full circle things, so this is going to be a full circle moment.
Ooh.
So, and I'm probably going to end up telling this story again, like next month, and to the person that you'll see. So, I'm 16, it's Warped Tour, and I'm watching The Used, right? And I'm just like so excited because like The Used to me at 16 was like everything, and they were just getting big. It was like right before their second record, and they were on one of like the bigger stages.
Like 2000.
Yeah, it was like 2003. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm getting into the pit area, and I'm not like a pit person. So I'm standing there, I'm watching, and then all of a sudden, I'm out. And I come to, I'm backstage behind the stage that they just played at. And there's 2 security guards and Burt McCracken standing right in front of me. Because I guess he saw me get knocked out. And so he's there with a bottle of water. And I just like open my eyes and I just don't know how to react to life right now because I don't know if I'm like dead or if like Burt McCracken is actually in front of me. And he just goes like, dude, are you okay? He's like, I saw you like on stage, so you get knocked out. He's like, dude, gave everybody a good scare. You all right, buddy? And I'm just like, I'm good. And he's like, oh man, he's like, here, take this water. He's like, you guys just make sure he's okay, all right? He's like, hang in there, dude. And he just like disappears into a cloud of like burnt smoke.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to process all of that, but that has stayed with me forever. And full circle, now I'm playing with him. And I'm going to, at some point, corner this man into an uncomfortable position where I'm going to tell him this long story and tell him what he means to me and what he's meant to me my whole life. And it's going to be one of those moments where I don't play it cool. I'm going to be in full makeup. I'm going to be wearing a leather jacket. And I'm going to be a little kid going like, oh, dude, like you're the best. I love you. I'm not worthy of being in front of you. So yeah, that was my first impression.
Me, and I'm like, hey dude, I got a used heart tattooed on my sternum and it's got pink cum coming out of it.
He actually does. That was another. Jeremy likes to do these things where he'll have a bunch of drinks and then he'll go call up this one tattoo artist that he knows will keep the shop open extremely late for him to get whatever retarded thing pops into his head. And I remember one day he goes, yeah, dude, I'm getting fucking, getting tatted right now. And I was like, that's cool. What are you getting? He's like, dude, I don't think you'd approve, but like, whatever, bro. I don't care. Fucking YOLO. You only live once. I'm going to do it. And I'm like, what is it? He's like, I'm going to get this like fucking heart thing, right? And it's just like shooting that cum. And it's just like, And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, dude, trust me. It's going to be fucking cool, man. And then he sends me a photo of it and it's exactly as he described. He's like, yeah, I got it for the use, but also like for personal reasons. Show him it. Show him your tattoo.
Not gonna see in this light, dude.
I can kind of see it a little bit though.
Yeah, it's exactly as described. It's the used heart on the noose, but there's that coming out of it.
And coming out where the shotgun, there's like a shotgun shell going into it, and there's like pink cum floating out of it, like exploding.
My God.
Or just know is very special to me.
These are the texts I get at 2:00 in the morning.
Hey, you could get worse texts at 2:00 in the morning, honestly. But honestly, the crazy thing coming full circle is you are playing with the use at KrakenFest this year in February. And with you going up to him, like your plan is, full makeup, leather jacket, act like a little kid. You should bring him a bottle of water, just basically try and make it a full circle 180 kind of thing where it's like, I brought you some water. Remember the story?
No, you're right. I should. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a concussion. And then when he comes to, I'm going to tell him that story. Full circle.
That'd be even more full circle, but I'm not necessarily sure you're going to get away with giving Burt McCracken a concussion.
You never know, dude. I got a laminate.
Well, then you're going to peer into a cloud of smoke and then dye your pubes green like he did in 2003.
Could do that too.
My God, you could basically become Burt McCracken 2003 during this moment. You could literally just try and like go reverse time, go back 19 years and basically make this happen.
I can so AJ dyeing his pubes green and being like, oh, I got the Joker penis. He's like obsessed with the Joker.
I am obsessed with the Joker. I don't know about the dyeing of the pubes. I don't know if you've ever had bleach on your pubes, but I can't imagine it being comfortable. I bleach my hair all the time and it burns my scalp sometimes.
Listen, man, next time you're doing your hair, just put like a little bit like on the pubes. Like dye like a quarter.
I'm an open-minded person. I'll give it a shot.
Right.
Or if you can go all, full like mid to late 90s and get frosted tips if you really felt like it.
I could do that. I'm open-minded. I'll do it. I'll try at least once. I like NSYNC. I'll admit it. I don't care. I'll have a Lance Bass downstairs. I'm good with it. Whatever. Act like I won't have a Mark McGrath.
And then basically just start playing Sugar Ray as you walk everywhere. Just, oh yeah, look at this.
No, yeah. When I was 13, there was nobody cooler on the planet than Mark McGrath, and I made my mom give me highlights so that I could be like Mark McGrath. Except I was like a fat kid with like one of those like black flame shirts, and I was not cool like Mark McGrath. Nor could I grow facial hair at the time to have Mark McGrath's awesome thing. But I did have blonde highlights, and they were because of Mark McGrath. And I'm pretty sure that's why I still have blonde in my hair to this day, because no one is cooler than Mark McGrath when I was 13.
Yeah, because that would have been what, like, because you said when you went to that show for that Warped Tour with you, that was like 2003 or 16. So that had been like 1999, 2000, right around there.
Oh, 13?
Yeah.
No, it was like way earlier than that. I'm old. I'm an old man. I'm a very old man. I look young because I am a vampire, but I am an old man.
Gotcha. But I do remember that, like, I was a young kid at that time too, but I still remember everyone thought Mark McGrath was like the shit. Then all of a sudden, like 2001, 2002 hit and everything kind of changed around because, well, just the music scene changed around. What people thought was, what people like really liked around that time, what the style of like, the boy bands and like Sugar Ray, that kind of was going away. And of course, when it came to just more of the popular music stuff, especially with rock and roll, that's when the real pop punk's resurgence was starting to come in, or surgence, I say, not resurgence, was starting to come in. So you're getting, more of the stuff around the Warped Tour arena. And then, of course, Warped Tour became a huge thing. And then, well, now we got this, like, When We Were Young Fest that came out, and everyone freaked out about it. So something's happening.
They made it 2 days. So, I mean, that seems like it's going to be slightly better.
You get tickets?
No, I'm not going to go to that. I wanted to. I had that same feeling that everybody else in the universe had, where they all freaked out about it. But then I really thought about the logistics of it. Like, I just went to Rockville, and Rockville was 4 days long with the same amount of bands, much bigger bands too. And 4 days was a lot to take in. We're talking like 2 days now with 65 bands. You're not going to see all those bands. You're not going to get to see a large variety of those bands. You're maybe going to get to see 5 of those bands a day that you want to see. So you're going to have to like pick and choose which ones like you really, really, really want to see. And that's if it all goes smoothly. That's the hopes that it'll go smoothly. And anybody in a band will tell you things don't always go smoothly, and there's always technical difficulties, and there's always setbacks. So if those people think that they're going to have everything running perfectly on time, they're out of their fucking minds.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was at one festival in 2020 because I was at Blue Ridge Rock Fest out in Virginia, and that was that was a shit show in itself for 4 days. And I mean, I got to see almost every single band I wanted to see. And I could be in the pit for almost every single band I wanted to be in there for. But just thinking about when it came to the When We Were Young Fest, yeah, I love the lineup. I wanted to go and see as much as possible. But logistically, I thought, you know what? Why don't I just take that money and use it for something where, it's going to be a festival for, like, spend that same amount of money for a festival that's going to be more days, the sets are going to be longer, and the bands are going to be maybe a little bit even heavier for the stuff that I like. So I thought, shit, why don't we just wait and try and for like Incarceration or something? And as much as I'd love to go out to When We Were Young, and if people are going to go out there, hell yeah, go out there, have a great time. Yeah. I decided after like the whole entire like shock and awe phase kind of came out with the announcement, then the hangover kind of settled in from like the, oh my God, this is happening, this is amazing. I thought, you know what? Is it really worth it logistically for me when I could do something maybe even just a little bit cheaper, but see as many bands as I possibly want, see more acts, see bigger acts, see the ones that I really want to, and do it for more days and actually make a weekend out of it? Might feel like going with that. But then again, that's all based on personal preference.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, just personally, and it's just me, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the show at all is worth it. And I think that you're making a logical and much better choice for yourself. Like, it'd be cool to go to that for like nostalgic purposes, but you really want to see those bands, like go see them when they're in your town. Like support them, not connected to that. Like they need your money more on that than they need your money on that. They're getting paid either way.
Mm-hmm. That is true. It's a good point.
Yeah, because I was like, for someone like myself, I go to as many concerts as possible. So I looked at the bands on the list and on the lineup, and there were maybe 4 bands that I really wanted to see that I haven't seen yet. But I looked at them like, I'm still very likely going to end up seeing 2 of them within the next year or 2. If one ends up fully coming back and releasing an album this year, I'm definitely going to see them. And then the other one's all going to depend upon money because it's My Chemical Romance. So we'll just see how that all works out. But outside of that, it's like every other band I kind of wanted to go see at that festival. Every single one is one I've already seen multiple times.
Oh yeah.
See, I was gonna get tickets, but the fact that Trapped isn't a headliner, that was a deal breaker for me.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
We got offered a Trapped show, and I said, no. No,
just a hard no.
That was a hard no. That was a hard no for me, dog.
When did you get offered a Trap show?
Like a couple weeks ago, and I just kind of went. I just laughed, and I was like, "I'm not gonna." That's literal career suicide. No.
And it was literally like, it's like at the shittiest dive bar. It's like, man, that's going to be a bad show. Anyway,
that's got bad show written all over it.
I'm surprised with everything that's still been going on with Trapped, especially for the past couple of years, that they're still, actively touring and playing. That's one thing that's kind of surprised me throughout all of this. But the fact they're playing, some crappy dive bar, now that doesn't surprise me at all.
No, it's not even a bar/grill. It's just a dive bar.
See, like I didn't actually know anything that was going on with Trapped. I'm like really off like media and stuff like that.
I caught him up quick.
And it goes, I don't know who said it. I think it was AJ, like he said something about it. So I went on Google and I just typed in, Trapped news. And I'm like, holy shit. I don't think I've ever seen in my life a band like destroy themselves so quickly. I think they said something like it went from like 53,000 like followers to like, or monthly, I don't know, whatever the hell it was, to like 300 or 400.
And the crazy thing is, like, it's not even the whole band. It's just Chris Taylor Brown, their lead singer. That is the only person that's doing all this stuff. The rest of the band is just like kind of like there. Like, they haven't said anything, haven't done anything. It's just all, of course, the front man that's doing all this stuff. And they went from a band where it's like, okay, they were playing, some venues of size because of the success they had in the early 2000s. But now after all that, now you're playing in the diviest bars of dive bars. One one that Guy Fieri wouldn't even go to for diners or drive-in diners and dives or whatever it is. He wouldn't even go there. It's not a part of Flavor Town.
It's like that first show that you play as a band and it's like one drunk guy at the bar and like a homeless guy eat himself, and the bartender, and like that's the only people watching you. Like maybe your mom came out and she's like terrified to be in there because like, she just thinks she's going to get hepatitis from like using the bathroom.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll draw a lot of people from Loxahatchee.
Anybody who loves NASCAR will go.
For sure. Hell yeah.
Say if they just want to book a band that, likes NASCAR and people actually would like to go and see, they should definitely book a Void. Then those guys fucking are awesome.
Void is amazing. I keep trying to get Jermey to listen to them, and he doesn't. If he stumbles upon it on his own, he'll jam it. But if I tell him to go listen to it, there's 9 times out of 10 he's not going to do it. I forgot what it is. There's still an album I sent you like a while ago that you still haven't listened to. I can't remember what it was, but I ask you about it all the time.
How do you spell the band name? Sorry.
Avoid. AVOID. I've talked with their lead singer before, and honestly, if you're getting a chance to talk to him, his name's Benny, you guys would probably find this guy absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, I saw them at Rockville. They were amazing.
They look like some pretty interesting dudes. One guy's got blue hair, got the Burt McCracken thing. Wonder if the curtains match the drapes. Check it out.
Let's say if you want, we can send a message and ask, but I'm not sure how quick the response is going to be. You might get a Brian response where you never get one until, maybe the last minute or, a couple weeks after the last minute.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
He does. He will answer me within 4 days. It's hilarious. That dude was a groomsman at my wedding, and I can't get him to reply to anything.
You just have a outgoing message.
Sure if I didn't do his hair, I wouldn't see him so frequently.
Honestly, that kind of happens with people, though. I mean, there's a bunch of friends that I have that I used to see, regularly all the time, and now it's like if I see him, once every month or once every couple of months, it's like, holy shit, I'm seeing you a lot more now. What's been going on, man?
Yeah, that's the benefit of being a hairstylist is like, I see my friends at least once a month. So there's that.
Brian won't hang out with me anymore based on the last time we went to Hard Rock, and I just probably scared the living shit out of him and his girlfriend.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. It's just like it's too dangerous to hang out with, or I don't know. Anyway.
Well, yeah, because he probably, you never know. He probably thought that all of a sudden he was going to end up being drunk at 2 a.m. and all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's going to have a crazy tattoo that you design that's going to be put on his right arm or something. It's like, oh shit, what did Jeremy have me do last night?
Although he did drop by my house the other day to drop off this. Hang on.
Waiting to see what this is.
He came by to bring me this really sweet 1966 Batmobile.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That is sick.
Complete with Batman and Robin figures. So that's rad. That was a nice pop in.
I got a feeling you're gonna end up just rolling that thing around on a table, just doing Adam West impersonations as Batman just for the hell of it.
I mean, I didn't think about it until you just said it, but I should be doing that.
All of a sudden, Jeremy, you're going to get a video from AJ at 2 a.m, just him playing with this thing, imitating Adam West the whole entire way through.
Great.
Yeah. If anything, now he just kind of inadvertently just sparked an obsession with, now I need to collect Bat vehicles. So I'm going to start doing that. I have a really bad obsession with, can I flip this? Yeah. So I'm like a big avid toy collector. Like pretty much my entire house is just all toys. We got toys over here. We got comic books on the wall. This is my favorite thing. I just did this the other day. There's a lot of Joker paintings and murderers and all this other fun stuff. And then the kitchen, I did.
Holy Funko.
That's all toys there. And then we recently just moved into this place. So, and I've had a lot of stuff going on. So we haven't had a chance to go over to our storage unit to drop off all the stuff that we have to. But that being said, this area, so we got more toys there. We got more toys there. And then these are the toys that are going into storage. So those are all boxes and bins filled with action figures.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And there's more in my bedroom. I have a really bad, I took my love for partying, drugs, and drinking, and I channeled that into collecting toys and comic books. And yeah, it gets real bad. Real bad.
Maybe for your health, it's a little bit healthier. I'll give you that.
Much healthier. Much healthier.
I'll say, because you have all these different Funkos, that you got all over there with different toys and everything. Because this also kind of leads into a song that you guys released off of your Evil Things album, because of this feature that was on it, I got something to show you, AJ. Just 1 sec.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, so I had someone actually make me this. It is a custom Funko of Spencer Charnas as Pennywise the Clown.
Oh, that's awesome. Wait, did Emily make that?
Yeah.
Emily did one of me.
She did one of you?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Podcast. Yeah, I have. Emily did one of mine. She's awesome. She just hit me up the other day. I gotta hit her up back. I've been meaning to. She wants to do like another variant of me, like in corpse paint.
Really?
Yeah, she's awesome. So she did a Spencer for you. That's so cool.
Yep, she did the Spencer Wise one for me because I got that. I was like, I'm not big into this stuff, but like I saw this, I'm just like, okay, this is too fucking cool. I initially was gonna get it for my desk at work because I'm like, okay, that'd be kind of fun to have. Of course, I get it, and it was like day 3 of the shutdown from the pandemic, and I have not gone back in the office since. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm keeping it here.
Might as well. Mine's on my station at work. I have like the full box and everything. She did a great job on it. Like it's when I send it to you, you're gonna be like, that's insane how much it looks like you. It's stupid. She's really good at that. She's a very, very talented girl.
Yeah, because even like the box of this one, like on the back of it, she did the whole entire Silver Scream Deluxe album cover for the back.
So cool.
And then on the side of it too, she did the when they did the Disney merch drop, Donald Duck as Georgie.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, she's really talented, like really awesome at what she does. It's crazy. She can make it look exactly like somebody. It's stupid. It's so good.
So I have to hit her up to try, because there's always like there's always one that like I've always kind of wanted, just like to see if she could make it, just to pull out, because I feel like it'd be kind of like just the way that the it would look. It wouldn't be too out there, but it just would be something where I think it'd be kind of cool to have. She can make it custom. Would be, because I have one of, I got the Spencer Wise one with Spencer Charnas. My favorite band of all time is Rise Against. So see if she can make like a Tim McElrath one. I'm
sure she could figure that out.
I have to message her again and be like, hey, so can you make me one?
Yeah, I guarantee she can do it. She's really like super, super talented. Yeah, you can tell her I've said nothing but nice things. I love that girl. She's such a person. I hope if she comes to KrakenFest, because I'm pretty sure she lives in Orlando.
Yeah, I know she's in Florida from what I remember. So I'll say this: if you do see her, because I still got the Spencer Wise one. I still got it in the box, and that thing is freaking awesome. I've had it in here for like 2 years now, so it ain't going anywhere. Plus, if
you can tell her we talked about her on the podcast, so I'm sure she'll want to see. Hi, Emily. If you are watching this, you make really awesome Funko Pops, and I love mine, and you love yours, and we all love them.
Say she might have to send me one of you so I can like literally like have like, okay, because I always like to bring stuff from like the podcast and like kind of add to it, because like both these, like this skate deck and this skate deck on the wall are from 2 bands that I've had in the podcast before multiple times. What if I had a nice little Funko of AJ just right in the corner? Like, take the water bottle out and put it right there.
AJ the day better. She killed it. She did such a good job on it. You'll see. I'll send you the photo of it. It's so sick. I love that thing, and I'm definitely gonna do another variant with her soon. Like, I gotta remember after when I get off this podcast, I'm gonna message her and feel like, yeah, cool, let's do it.
Hopefully she responds faster than 4 business days.
You should come to KrakenFest because we should meet, and it's gonna be cool, and do it.
For me, it all depend upon if I can get down there, because I know it's in Orlando. I'm in Wisconsin right now, so it all depends upon if I can get the flight down there. Because I was supposed to be there's a fest going down in like a small fest going down in like Eastern North Carolina the day we're shooting this, and I wanted to try and get down there, but I just couldn't spring it at the moment with everything else I'm doing. Because for me, it feels like every time a different concert drops, I'm just like, ooh, I want to go, so I end up buying a ticket. I'm just like, shit. But I should get my for my full-time job, I should be getting my bonus anytime soon, either this week or next week. So might actually get to make it down to KrakenFest. I know you guys are playing it, and then another band I've had on the podcast a couple times called The Dev is also playing as well, and I'd like to actually see them and meet them live. So you never know. I may be sick of the cold weather here in Wisconsin, be like, fuck this, I'm going.
I can promise you it's gonna be a beautiful day, because yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's at an amphitheater. It starts at 2:00. Like, it's going to be a gorgeous day. How are, by the way, how are the Dev? How are they as people?
Very great people. Incredibly great people. Yeah, they've every time I've had on the podcast, they're just as personable as possible. Just love to have a lot of fun. Last time I had them on, this was right before the end of 2021, because we were taking a look at maybe what they were going to do in 2022. So we were talking a couple of different things they might add to the shows. We started talking about them adding like burlesque to their live shows, mud wrestling to their live shows. So yeah, they're pretty much open to just having whatever kind of fun they can.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. So they're gonna be a lot of fun to be around. Fantastic. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even taking a look at me, and then you got the Used headlining the whole entire thing as well. You've got a couple other bands from Florida in there as well. I mean, it's every time I hear about it, it's like, I got to try and find a way to make this happen. I got to try and find a way to get down there. Because even when I saw the name KrakenFest, I'm like, okay, that is a fucking awesome name. I kind of feel like I got to attend this at some point.
Yeah, it's funny. Story of the Year is playing, and I love Story of the Year. And in 2008, I actually sang with them on stage. So I'm gonna remind them of that when I see them.
Oh, you remind me that every year, reposting it on the same day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you sing on stage in Washington at the Gorge with your then favorite band?
No, but
yeah, I will continue to share that every year.
I went streaking drunk at the beach with my favorite band.
Whatever. I'm gonna share that in the next 2 weeks again because I can and I will because it was awesome.
I'll say, how the hell did you end up making that happen? Like what was that? 2008? You said that was?
Yeah. Okay. So fun story. So I was hanging out with them because like I'm one of those people that if I'm obsessed with a band, I'm gonna try to do everything I can in my power to talk to them. And so, everybody on Warped Tour it's a very welcoming community. Everybody's really cool. It's like punk rock summer camp, like they always say. And so I remember I was sitting at the table with them and I was like, hey, so, and it was at catering. I think it was around lunchtime. And I remember saying to them, like, my birthday is coming up in like a couple days. Is there any way you guys would let me come on stage and scream during Until the Day I Die? And they were kind of like, they were looking at each other like I just asked like the biggest request ever. And their bass player, Adam, just goes like, well, I mean, we'd have to hear you do it. And so like, I took that as kind of a challenge. And so I just went, oh, okay. And I just like screamed that part of their song. And at catering, with all these other people all these other like rock stars like trying to enjoy food and not listen to someone screaming at the top of their lungs. And I just remember all their faces like looking at each other and they went like, yeah, all right. And they let me do it 2 days in a row.
No fucking way.
That's how you got to do it, baby. You just got to go for it.
When you get a chance and you get an opportunity to do something, take your shot. Because what's the best thing they can say is yes. The second best thing they can say is no. Because if they say no, at least you know, and then you kind of go from there.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Never, don't, not give up. That's gonna be my tattoo.
Yeah, of course it will.
But it's got to be I'll say it's got to be an ass tattoo, though.
I already have my sister's name on my ass, so I was thinking it'll be a tramp stamp.
That is a great tramp stamp.
That definitely is a fantastic tramp stamp.
I support this really stupid idea. I'm behind it. I'm actually behind this.
Never, don't, not give up as a tramp stamp.
Never, don't, not give up.
Yeah, I seriously will do that.
Don't let your daydreams become not daydreams.
Yo, Dan.
Yo, Dan. Inside joke, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's fine. I'm still laughing at don't ever not give up. It's like, wait, well, huh? What? Oh, okay. I guess we're going to go with that. But just having that as a tramp stamp, I'm pretty sure at some point, you guys will be up on stage and Jermey will just like slowly drop his pants, reveal the tramp stamp that just says, don't ever not give up. And everyone's going to look and be like, what the hell is that? And all of a sudden you guys are going some crazy tangent of a story for like 2 minutes and then all of a sudden play something fucking fantastic. And the crowd's going to be like, okay, now that's cool. I want to talk to those guys.
Yeah. Just for Jeremy's sake, let's just hope you never go to prison.
Nah, I'll keep them entertained.
Because somebody will definitely not stop.
I'll keep them entertained with jokes and hopefully, I don't want to go to prison, okay? But anyway.
I just meant that's a terrible tattoo to have if you're getting butt fucked in prison. that just completely went over your head.
So the worst job I ever had, I had a bunch of really, really bad jobs. Like I lived in Texas for a little while and I worked actually at Spencer's Gifts, but that's not the worst job. Selling, dildos and lube to Corpus Christi is like the fattest city in America. So the people that would come in shopping for said things were just not, eye candy to look at or anything like that. And they would try on like lingerie in the freaking store, and we don't have a fitting room, and nothing fit them because they're all 300 plus pounds. And, then I had a job doing mold demolition with this guy named Rusty. So it's exactly what you think it sounds like. And
that's the guy you want to do mold demolition with, is a guy named Rusty.
And you're slamming this hammer into a church ceiling all day, and there's asbestos coming down, and you're inhaling it, and there's like no protection. And Rusty sounds like this because he's been doing it 20 years. And probably has like multiple diseases. And, I'm like, don't we like need a mask? And he's like, just slam the fucker. And then that wasn't my worst job. Then I worked as a lifeguard. Okay.
Who's you ever going to save? And I say that every time you've ever brought this story up.
Right. So in comes me. I don't know how I even got this job. I got fired from Spencer's because we used to drink 40s in the back and do coke, and everyone stole everything, and I just didn't care. And the theft like department came down, and he kept trying to get me to rat everybody out, and I said, nah, man. I was like, you got to pay me enough to eat at the food court up in this mall to rat on my homies. And so I ended up, it was kind of like a quick fire. I don't know. But so the water park, I start working at, and I have long black hair. I have tattoos. I'm paler than, right under an albino. I'm out there in the sun from, I think, like 7 a.m. until like 5 p.m. in the hot Texas, Florida sun. I'm like slowly developing melanoma cancer. My brain
in the hot Texas, Florida sun.
Huh?
Did you say in the hot Texas, Florida sun?
Yeah,
did I? I'm sorry, Texas sun. And
where's Texas, Florida? Is that like Central Florida?
Like Floribama.
Floribama.
So yeah, that was the worst job that I ever had. And I had this manager, her name was Justine, and she, like, I remember day one of training, she'd be like, all right, everybody. She's like, now don't ever not jump into the deep end without this whistle call and this point. And she would say, like, don't ever not do that ever if you're going to not do it, like, all the time. And like we would just rag on her all the time. But that was the worst job I ever had, because not only were you just sunburned for weeks on end, they paid you shit. They wouldn't even give you a discount at the hot dog stand that they had. There's screaming children, and everyone's obese. So like I would come in the morning and just like take a bunch of Xanax and like be totally out of my mind, like the entire like work day. And they had one position in the park, and it was like the only position you could sit. Everything else you had to stand and patrol around and like watch the water or whatever for drowning people. And when you finally got to the one where you could sit, it was like above the wave pool. And I just fucking passed out one day.
I remember that.
From heat exhaustion and Xanax and being hungover and dehydrated. And this dude just starts cramping up. He's this huge fat guy, and I'm sleeping, man. Not like, what was I gonna do? The waves freaking, the heaviest, they come out of the deep end. This guy's like, he's having a cramp because he's working on his 3rd heart attack while eating and swimming. And there's 2 other people on the sides, and they're like losing their mind as to why I'm not doing anything. Still didn't get fired. We found out that we worked with some guy who like kidnapped children later on. Like, this was a really strange job. And the people who worked there was like really fucked up. But that was the worst job I ever had out of the many, many, many jobs. And I actually, that's the only one I've ever like walked out of, just like midday. And I try to get the entire staff to walk out at the same so they'd have to shut the place down due to safety reasons. And when it was time for me to blow like the whistle and do like the, all right, guys, let's get the fuck out of here, it was only
you out.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I'll say two things on that. One, Jeremy, please, for the love of God, never become a lifeguard again in a pool. Second thing is, when you're saying the walkout thing, all I can think of is from South Park when Miss Chokes on Dick starts, and they're gonna do the whole entire the class all gonna pull down their jump the desk, pull on their pants, and kiss my ass, and only Cartman does it, and it's like, oh, you guys fucking suck. Feel like you were Cartman in that situation right there.
But dude, like who would hire me as a lifeguard? I'm like 120 pounds, 125 pounds. I've never been good. Like I can swim, but like barely, good enough for that.
You could swim if you were drowning.
What?
You could swim if you were drowning.
I'm just saying, this is on them, man. Like I won't ever become a lifeguard again, but they caused this.
Don't let your daydreams become daydreams.
Don't
never not do it.
Never not give up when they're drowning in the deep end.
Yep.
Did you just add even more on to the Tramp Stamp tattoo?
No, he was singing a Disturbed song.
2 lines now. 2 lines for the Tramp Stamp tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah, never not give up, especially don't ever not give up, especially in the deep end.
And I'll put like a little wave next to it.
Oh man, he's gonna go get this tramp stamp like tonight.
No.
Oh, that's like the best.
But it might happen soon.
It could. It probably will.
If I end up making it down to KrakenFest in a couple of weeks, I want to. If you haven't done, I want to see it. Like I want to see it. This is dumb.
If you come down to KrakenFest, he will have it.
If you're coming down to KrakenFest, I'll get it done for you.
Actually, if you come down to KrakenFest, he'll go with you after KrakenFest to go get it done in some place in downtown Orlando.
Yeah, you're gonna come with me, and you're gonna get a bad tattoo also.
That's not even a joke. You put a couple beers in him, and then you remind him of this idea, and you're gonna be in a tattoo shop like that.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing more that Jeremy with a couple beers, especially after just playing a huge show, likes more than getting a shitty tattoo on his body.
Actually, my hand tattoo is pretty good.
There you go.
I got that after Spooky Empire.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's nothing he likes to do more than immediately after playing a show, go get some tattoo of something somewhere on his body that he knows I'm going to hate.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, I'm pretty sure if I do come down to KrakenFest and that happens, I'm gonna be the one financing the beer consumption. All of a sudden, bring up the idea. Next thing I know, I'm taking Jeremy to a tattoo shop in downtown Orlando, and he's getting the don't ever not give up. Always in the deep end tattoo with the waves on his tramp stamp, and I'm just sitting there with the beer in my hand, thinking, "This is a good idea."
Yep.
Yeah.
You should have just a little Texas flag floating in the water.
Your sister's name is on your ass with a heart next to it. That was a birthday present, like when I was, I think, 18.
I got mine on my hand.
I never even knew you had that.
Yep.
And I'm like, Ashley, it's the best birthday gift ever, because if I ever can't afford you a gift, like, it's gonna last till I'm dead. That was like my reasoning.
It is the gift that keeps on giving, because you still have grass.
So
it's very like prison-esque.
Shit. For KrakenFest, I might have to try and convince one of my friends to come down with me, because because his mentality is always to try and one up everybody. So if you get that tattoo as a tramp stamp, he will probably go farther above and beyond than what you could have possibly imagined him doing for a tramp stamp. One day he just got bored and he got a peach emoji on his ass, but it's not small. Like, it is like half of his ass is his peach emoji.
You know what's great is that during KrakenFest, we're shooting a music video during the whole event. And I bet dimes to dollars if I told Arthur that was the way we wanted to end the music video, I'm sure he would go with us to the tattoo parlor to watch you get this don't never not swim deep end tattoo as a tramp stamp, and we could use that as the post credit of the music video.
I really think it's a group event.
I feel like that definitely. I think you said. Yep, that's audio quality on Zoom for you when shit happens and no one's audio that ends up working. And all of a sudden he's like, But I was gonna say is if you guys do that as like a post credit thing in a music video, I'm pretty sure you put that music video somewhere. All of a sudden you just put the whole entire video of him getting like the ass tattoo on YouTube or the Tramp Stamp YouTube, TikTok, wherever it might be. All of a sudden, next thing you know, everyone's checking out this Werewolves music video just so they can see Jermey getting the Tramp Stamp tattoo at the end.
I think you need to do it. It's also a good way for us to promote the music video because we can make a trailer for the music video that's just you getting that with the song like cutting out over it.
Yeah. Maybe we could put like a clip in from like our worst show ever with like the worst smartphone taking video of it, like an iPhone, like, and then we could be like, but go never not give up. And then it's like us fucking, playing amphitheater.
Yeah. You know why? Because all of those worst shows we've ever played are in my iCloud because I save everything we ever do.
Not gonna lie, this actually does not sound like a bad idea. This actually sounds like it could be an idea that would actually gain some traction on the internet just based on the fact that, the internet loves stupid shit.
I just think it would be really funny to end a music video with Jermey getting a really shitty tramp stamp tattoo on his butt.
I'll do it.
I know you will. I know how many drinks it takes to get you to do it too.
Okay, what's the number? Because we got to make sure he hits that number.
He'll start off with 3 or 4 beers to just kind of get in the mood, and then he'll switch to liquor, and then he'll have 2 really strong liquor drinks, and then he'll be like, "You'll be real fucking cool."
Yeah, it's pretty.
And then 1 on the way. So 3 total. 2 really strong ones, 1 not as strong one because he doesn't want to black out.
So we need 3 beers, 2 like triple Jameson and Cokes, and then like 1 regular Jameson and Coke on the way there.
Yep.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I know. I've been friends with you 15 years.
Okay.
And I've known you for like an hour, and I kind of were able to figure out your drink order right then and there. 100%. That's what I get. That's what I get from coming from a place where the water basically flows like beer because, well.
Yeah.
I
always point Jermey's drinking because, like, I don't drink. And so, like, because I don't drink, like, I'm really good at, like, picking up shit. And, like, I know when Jermey has a bunch of drinks in him, out of nowhere, I'll get a text message where he's just, like, telling me my idea back to me in his way. Like, I don't know all of this. Like, okay, so last night I knew he was out drinking because I got this whole message about like the concept for our next record, and he was like, "Dude, and all this, it's like we just gotta like, and like, and I'm just looking at it, and I know because it's in long format and it's just like constant long format coming at me, and I'm like, I know we literally have had this conversation in parking lots before. But he was just making sure that I knew that he knew that we're on the same page."
Do we put the drink order next to the tramp stamp?
Yes.
No. We put the drink order on your thigh so it can be like nicely displayed in a nice large piece of skin. Just like, okay, we got the nice drink order right here, and then maybe some sort of like I don't know how to connect it to the whole entire back tattoo thing. I'm just thinking of another way to put it even bigger.
I got plenty of real estate in my lower body for this to have room for lots of activities. So
you should do above the tramp stamp. You should get a tattoo of the drink order.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We got time. We got a month to figure this out.
Yeah, you guys got time. Plus, I'm also expecting, next week, Jermey, you're gonna go out drinking. You're gonna tell this whole entire story of, I have to get this back tattoo. We're gonna put this music video back to AJ and long text from him. He's gonna be like, dude, we literally talked about this on a podcast last week. Like, it's gonna go live, and you're gonna see that you talked about this already. What? No way, man.
2 weeks from now, he's gonna go, I don't really have to get that tattoo, do I? Because he's gonna remember it out of the blue, out of nowhere. I'm gonna be like, yeah, you have to, because now it's gonna be the music video. So regardless if you're there or not, like he has to get it done now because I want that to be the end of our music video.
I mean, I'm kind of agreeing to it. I'm agreeing to it sober right now.
Yeah, that's why I need to like keep it in your head so that you don't forget the wording.
Mhm.
And then we have to immediately go to the tattoo shop after KrakenFest. And you have to get it done somewhere in downtown Orlando.
Can we at least just pick like somewhat of a reputable shop?
No, it has to be whatever.
As back alley of a shop as you can possibly get. That's how we're doing this one.
You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna go on Google and type in like, you know, tattoo shops and just find the one that has like 1.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
It got infected, and you know, this one guy named fucking Billy, you know, just completely. It's all out of alignment and sketchy, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get the point.
Yeah, I want to go find a place where a guy named Roach is going to tattoo.
Yeah, Roach.
Got to make sure Roach is in the music video too, and hopefully he's got a shirt that just says Roach on it, like a basically like a shop shirt with a name tag on it. So it just looks like this big tough guy named Roach is tattooing "Don't ever not give up." It's like all in the deep end with the wave and everything. Just you see him just, and then at the end,
Roach to have like a grill, like the Island Boys or something.
No,
you know?
Roach has 4 teeth. Roach is also part of a bike gang.
Yeah, man.
And one of those teeth is still just to open every single beer that he possibly has.
Yeah, it's one really strong tooth. He takes very good care of that tooth.
We get him in like slow motion, like crack a Budweiser open with his tooth. He's got the shirt Roach, and then you just see him with the tattoo gun in slow motion going like,
yeah. And the tattoo shop is also / pool hall.
Oh, wait. I got to get this done before my grandma's 90th birthday that I think it's next week.
No, you have to get this done when we go do the music video.
Well, you know, she's got, okay, yes, I understand. But, you know, she's going blind. So like,
yeah, I understand. I have to tell Arthur this, like, once we get off this podcast, because I'm like, what do you think of this idea? Like, we have to film this.
It might be just enough to push grandma over the edge at 90.
No, you got plenty of time. I'm sure you'll think of a stupider tattoo to push grandma over the edge. You know what you do? I got it. You get
I'm back hill, okay?
You get your pubes shaved out, right? And then you get little bat wings. So it looks like dick is like a bat.
I don't know.
Grandma, look. I'm fine. I fuck.
You might have to double the drink order for that one.
Dude, you're just getting it over here on your pelvis, but the wings connect to the top part of your shaft. Not on your dick at all. It's all pelvic tattoo. But like demon wings.
It's like it would look like a demon elephant because you got the trunk, got the ball, like everything.
A demon elephant, and then you could really refer to your penis as the hellspawn. I know that laugh. Means that he's actually considering that right now.
If I get off this call, I call my girlfriend, and I ask her, "Will you still fuck me?"
Why wouldn't she? You have devil power. Do you know how funny it's gonna look with your balls and your dick, but then there's bat wings on the side?
Yeah, I mean, if she will still have sex, and you know, maybe double the drink order, and someone pays for it.
Jeremy, do you understand that when this girl is on her knees about to suck your dick, when she looks forward, she's going to see dick, hanging balls, and 2 bat wings. Do you understand how rock and roll that is? That's so up your alley.
And you think that's the one that'll set Grandma over the edge?
I think that's the one that'll set Grandma over the edge because you'll have to take your pants off to show it. And you'll have to explain to her why you have it. And you'll have to end it with, "'Cause the fuck, Grandma."
Don't ever not give up, Grandma.
Don't ever not give up. Yep.
Oh my fucking God.
Don't ever not let your dreams be dreams, bro.
Where are we now as far as like the bands that you do podcasts with on the scale of like mentally ill?
Shit. I'm trying to think of like, well, I gotta pull up a little bit of his list here because I gotta remember, because usually when it comes to the bands, there's some that have just made me lose my shit, laugh hysterically, basically fall on the floor laughing. The ones I can remember are a band called Sounds and Scenarios. They're from Massachusetts. Let's see. Along Came a Spider was fucking hysterical. Empty was hilarious. Right now, you guys are teetering on this level with probably the funniest band I've ever had on the podcast, which is Modern Day Escape.
Modern Day, why does that sound so familiar?
So they had a, God, what was the name of their, I can't remember the name of their big song. I think it was Maybe Holding Hands Wasn't Such a Good Idea. I think that was their big song.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of them.
I feel like that just sounds like a band that I've heard of. I don't know.
Well, right now, if you guys might want to get on this if it actually happens, because they saw the whole entire thing with When We Were Young festival, and Modern Day Escape, the band's bassist, loves to post memes and go crazy and stuff. So we did a whole entire thing called When We Were Hungry Fest, which he wants to have happen the day before When We Were Young Fest at a Denny's in Vegas, because what the fuck is up, Denny's? And like the list of bands he had there was like them, I Set My Friends on Fire, Eskimo Callboy, Attack, Everyone Dies in Utah, and they might actually do this. Like, they're actually getting serious about making this a thing. I'm like, shit, I would fly out to Vegas for that. Like, I would actually go for that, because that just sounds hysterical.
They absolutely 110% should. Who knows if they'll actually do it, but they should. That'd be fantastic. Where'd Jeremy go?
I'm here. Sorry about that.
Oh. Catch a quick beat. Oh, he's getting ready to start gaming.
Oh, he's getting ready to start gaming. Plus, we've already been going for like an hour and 20 minutes with just some of the funniest shit I've ever heard in this podcast.
If before we go and we wrap up, is there anything you want to ask us?
Well, this is how I always put it. Like, I always prepare for podcasts any sort of way. So whatever happens, happens. And the fact that you guys had me crying, laughing hysterically with the haunted Batwing penis, I don't think I really need to ask you anything more outside of the fact that, I got to see you guys play live at some point. I got to meet you guys at some point, because you guys were absolutely fucking hysterical. And when you guys have, like that next time you're working out the next content, when it's ready to come out, we can do another podcast just like this. Well, talk a little bit more about the music, but also talk about a bunch of stupid shit, because this was fun as all hell.
Hell yeah. I mean, once we're done with KrakenFest, we're going to go right into like album mode. So hopefully we'll have something for everybody within the next year. Like, I'm very confident that we're going to come out with something really awesome. And along the way, we're going to come out with some really cool covers, just to kind of, just hold people over until we're ready to do the damn thing. In the meantime, we got Kraken. We got a cover on the way if Brian ever gives me the key. Yeah, that's it. There's some fire merch coming out, which after I get off of this podcast, I have to go finalize one more design, which I didn't get the one that I sent you. Apparently it's spoken for, so I have to pick another one. But now I have to have a third design.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Hey, can we do a merch design of the demon bat penis?
You have to get it first. I'm telling you, just go get it, because it's awesome. And if you don't get it, you don't have it the next time we do this podcast, I'm going to be really mad. I'm going to punch you in the balls.
Yeah, like, can we schedule a follow-up?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll definitely do this again.
I would love to have you guys again. So we'll close this podcast out with 3 special things. First things first is, I mean, everyone that's listening to this podcast, if you guys weren't crying laughing during some part of this podcast, I really don't know what's wrong with you, but you're going to want to follow everything with Werewolves, especially with they're playing KrakenFest in February. They're going to be working on new music, so you're going to want to know when that comes out, especially, you got fire merch. I need like a little like fire animation come out of my hand, like fire merch right there. So you're going to want all that. You're going to want to check out their music as well, because they do have an album that came out in 2021 called Evil Things. It's got some great songs in there featuring Brian from Fame on Fire. One song actually features, and I'm going to pull it out, Mr. Spencer Y. Spencer Charners from Ice Nine Kills as well. So you're going to want to go check out everything they have. But instead of having to search it up, I got you covered. Look description of the podcast, because you can go and find all their social media links, your YouTube links, Spotify, Apple Music, website, merch, anything you need to get in touch with the band, get merch from the band, make that fire merch, and just, find everything Werewolves. I got you covered. One click, one stop shop. That's all you need to know. Second thing is this. Well, I do definitely want to do a follow-up episode with you guys when we got more new music coming out. Can talk about that. Also with the Bat Demon Penis and potentially, Don't Ever Not Give Up in the Deep End. As a lower back tattoo.
We have to follow up with those tattoos.
We have to follow up with those tattoos. So I'm gonna have to bring you back on the podcast again. But there's also something I have to do, and this is something I like to do with bands and groups that I have enjoyed having on the podcast. It's a certain promise I like to make, and the promise has been hit, I believe, every single time so far. And if I'm talking like, when it comes to hysterical level for the podcast, I'm talking up on the same level as Modern Day Escape. There is no way in hell that I am, gonna forget about this. So the promise to you guys is this. It is not an if. It is a when, because when implies it's gonna happen, just we don't know when yet. It might be KrakenFest, might be some other time in 2022. Who knows? But when I get to see you perform live for the first time, my promise to you guys is this. And well, I'll start it up. Jeremy, my promise to you is first round's on me. AJ, my promise to you is, because I know you don't drink, whatever you want, first thing's on me. Like first round, first drink, whatever it might be.
Probably a Red Bull. Or a non-alcoholic beer, because I'm a pussy.
Hey man, whatever can be done can be done. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up financing, the drink list as well. That's going to be on Jeremy's back, so you can get that Don't Never Not Give Up tattoo.
Has to.
So on that note, guys, this is not goodbye, because I will see if I can get down to KrakenFest and see if I can take part in all this stuff. If I can't, I will try and see you guys at some point in 2022 or whenever I get a chance to see you guys perform live. I'll keep my promise, and I would absolutely love to do a follow-up and have you guys back on the podcast in the future, talk about the new music you're working on, new music you're going to be coming out with, and of course, figure out what the hell's going on with those tattoos, and hopefully they have made their way through. So guys, this is not goodbye in any sense of the word. This is see you later.
All right,
See you later.
Well, folks, that was my interview with AJ and Jeremy from the band Werewolves. Again, that podcast was too damn hysterical. You're not going to want to miss out on all the great stuff that Werewolves has coming out, because if their stuff that they're coming out with, the new cover, the new album they're going to be working on, and their show at KrakenFest is going to be anywhere, as good of quality as this podcast was hysterical, you're not going to want to miss out on any of it. So when you're trying to find them online, trying to watch your music videos, trying to get some of that new killer merch they got coming out, trying to get to KrakenFest in 2022, I believe it's on February 19th for all of you in Orlando, Florida. On top of that, want to stream their music, buy their music, download their music, everything for Werewolves. Link description of the podcast. You can find them all there. Also follow the Chord Progression podcast for more of these crazy, podcasts and videos and all these stuff as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You have the ability to watch the podcast on YouTube and listen on YouTube. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Radio, and Amazon. I mean, come on, you're not going to want to miss out on anything that we do, because even, on the days we're not doing podcasts, we do a lot of fun stuff. We have Wednesday live streams on Instagram. We post a bunch of crazy memes, and yeah, something you're going to want to be a part of. So please remember to like, share, subscribe to all of our stuff. Why not? Also, thank you, Phoenix Fitness Custody Views, for sponsoring this podcast. You know what, guys? I told Werewolves at the end of the podcast that we have to do a part 2 to this. We have to, make sure we get you guys back in the podcast. And that's the honest to God's truth, because this was way too much fun, way too funny, and I do not want to miss out on anything that these guys have going on in the future. So we're going to bring them back on once again later on when, they're more in that, new music cycle, and we can talk about those tattoos and see when did they happen? How did they happen? And how funny are they? On that note, that's going to be for me, guys. Thank you for watching, listening to the Chord Progression podcast. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how single ones. It was a big, healthy, and hearty see ya. Yeah.